Alright, so here we got the aftermath of the '03 Vic that I raced on the weekend. Pretty much did exactly what I thought it would do. The crush boxes were rotted out on this car, so it obviously bent right at the dash. Some things I wasn't expecting. The subframe cracked on both sides, which caused the engine to ride on the sway bar the entire race. It was causing sparks to fly out everywhere, and I kept on driving. I was surprised. It was a pretty fun heat. There were a lot of good cars in that race. Got to repair the headers now. Got crushed on this side. There's the timing chain. What took it out wasn't moving very much because it was stuck on the ground, and also power steering system. There's a fire somewhere in this area here. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. Didn't film any of the build on this car because it was very last minute. A few things I did. This bumper skin was actually on the front. The guy who raced it before stuck it just to make it look good. It didn't do very much, but it bent perfectly to how the trunk was already bent, so I decided to stick it on the back. Yeah. Now I'm just gonna strip this car down and send it to scrap. Since I didn't film any of the build, I figured I'd show you guys a few things I did after. One thing that I knew, because the front end was going to go up, I didn't know if any wires are going to get pinched, so I actually routed all the wiring harness that usually runs around the whole front and side of the engine behind it and just tied it up, because I didn't know how high up it was going to go. And on these '03 models, you can actually route the whole fuse box into the cab of the car. I'll show you where I did with that. I was actually able to stick it in here and just strap it to the dash right here. So that's the fuse box in there. And I ran 2 batteries because the starter was getting tired on this one. That fuel tank actually has an early 90s Mazda 323 pump. Runs this engine no problem. It ran an LS engine, so I figured it would work in this one. And that's a regulator slash filter off a Jeep Cherokee that seems to work at good pressure. Yeah. Other than that, I didn't want to put too much time into this vehicle because I knew it was gonna nose up pretty good and probably be scrapped pretty quick. But I was still pretty impressed. Kept going. Definitely gonna build another one of these whenever I find one at a decent price. Oh, got it stripped down, kept all the parts we wanted to keep, loaded it up with garbage, gonna send it off to scrap. Overall, this car did alright. Last thing we gotta keep is the rear differential. But yeah, it was definitely worth the time. Still had fun, but if it were clean, I would have put a lot more time into it. And the next one I build, I'll be sure to film more of the build. Show you guys a few little tricks. Yeah. See you when you come back as a Kia.